Heidi hi, hoody ho. Welcome to my channel, Life of a London Cabbie. This is Danny, and today in this episode we're going to embark on a journey to find out where the best pubs in London are. So pubs, or public houses as they're known as, have been an integral part of British life for many centuries. With London's rich history and also diverse neighbourhoods, bring forward great examples of this great institution. From historic taverns dating back from the 16th century to the more modernised gastropubs. London pubs are not just for having a pint in, they're actually the very soul of British life. Each pub we will visit today has its own character and own story to tell. But it's not just the history that makes London's pubs so special, it's actually how they're innovated over the years by bringing in fancy menus, craft beers and evening entertainment, and this is what makes London's pubs so special. So grab a pint, sit back and join me whilst we talk about the nooks and crannies and towers of London's iconic pubs. Cheers. The first pub on our list today is the Prospect of Whitby. This pub states the claim to be London's oldest riverside pub, and there has been a tavern here since the 1520s. James McNeill Whistler sketched many amazing views from the terrace of the Prospect of Whitby, which was a collier that used to moor near to the back of the pub. Dickens, J.M.W. Turner and Pepys were known to have had a drink at the pub and enjoy all its wondrous views. The pub was previously known as the Devils Tavern, due to every kind of villain and smuggler visiting the pub from all corners of the country. It was then rebuilt after a fire in the pub in the 19th century and was renamed the Prospect of Whitby, after a ship that used to bring coal in from Newcastle and Berthed nearby. Only the original stone floor remains, but the ghosts of villains, sailors, smugglers and pirates still linger on. A noose also still hangs close to the riverside balcony window and offers a small reminder of the rough justice served here for over 400 years at an execution dock. The infamous Judge Jeffreys was a local at this pub and would have watched the final moments of those condemned to death from the pub. The victims would have drunk ale prior to their demise as boats lined the water watching these famous executions about to take place. But on a lighter note, today you will find a fine riverside terrace, panoramic upstairs rooms and a dark wooded interior with a long pewter top bar. Ship masts continue to prop up the building to this day. The next pub on our list is Ye Old Cheshire Cheese. Now, if there was only one pub in London you can visit, maybe make it this one. It is as much a part of London as the red telephone box, red buses, black cabs, the chiming of Big Ben or tube strikes. You can see as you enter the pub the illuminated lanterns. These were to indicate back in 1667 an open door and a warm welcome. As we head down an arched corridor past the pub, you will see on the board on the right hand side a list of 15 or so monarchs that have reigned whilst the pub has been opened. The original Ye Old Cheshire Cheese dates back from the 1540s and it was rebuilt straight after the Great Fire of London in 1667. A dark, gloomy, higgledy-piggledy labyrinth of rooms fills this alehouse, often thick with the odour of a front room fire. It is a place to escape the modern world and enjoy the quiet conversations which still reigns within. As you enter the pub and take the first right turn into the bar area, you will see the famous Polly the Parrot. Now, Polly had a very notorious sweary behaviour for over 40 years, but in December 1926, whilst journalists were celebrating and drinking inside the pub, she got a little bit carried away. She started to imitate the sounds of popping champagne cork bottles that she ended up dying. Now the journalists were distraught by this as Polly was a favourite among them all, and newspaper articles the very next day said how Polly from the cheese had passed away. Those newspaper articles can still be seen inside the pub, next to Polly, as you can see, stuffed in a glass jar next to them. The next pub on our list is the famous Churchill Arms pub. The Churchill Arms was built way back in 1750, making it one of the older, more historical pubs in West London. In the 1800s, Winston Churchill's grandparents were regular visitors, which eventually led to the renaming of the pub after World War II. Step inside today and you'll find plenty of Churchill memorabilia hanging from its walls. The pub also has other claims to fame worth mentioning too. Its beautiful flower display earned the pub the reputation of being one of the very few selected pubs that can claim to be an award winner at the famous Chelsea Flower Show. Plus, it is thought that it was the first pub in London to serve Thai food alongside its owls. The next pub on our list is the famous Spaniards Inn. Dating back from 1585 and featuring in both Dickens' Pickwick Papers and Bram Stoker's Dracula. This inn has layers of literary legends and ghost stories to unpeel at your leisure. The building itself is famous for literally bringing traffic to a standstill, protruding into the road just as the nearby former tollgate used to do all those years ago. And by the 18th century, where there were highways, there was also Dick Turpin. He is famously associated with this pub, and rumour has it this was due to his father being the former landlord. And Dick himself was allegedly born within inside the four walls of this pub. And just to illustrate the purpose of inns in its day, it is worth noting that this pub's location is a 2-hour uphill drag from the City of London. The perfect pit stop for both man and beast, even arriving on 2 feet from Hampstead Tube or from across the Heath requires a suitable restorative action to this day. The pub also boasts a fantastic outdoor seating area, replete with a pet-friendly wash, and serves dog walkers from the nearby heath extremely well. Although within its low-ceilinged, oak-panelled walls, one can imagine a certain John Keats penning Oldie to a Nightingale, or Bram Stoker borrowing haunted tales to finish off his horror stories. If you're in London, this pub is definitely a must, and I highly recommend. The last pub on our list is the famous Anchor Inn pub. It is where diarist Samuel Pepys observed the Great Fire of London of 1666. He wrote in his diary that he took refuge in a little alehouse on Bankside, and there he watched the fire grow and grow and grow. Another fire devastated this pub, whose interior was mainly constructed of oak. It was rebuilt in 1676 and has since had additions over the centuries. The Anchor Tavern became a famous place for river pirates and smugglers. During the course of repairs carried out in the 19th century, the removal of massive oak beams revealed ingeniously contrived hiding places, which were probably used for the storage of stolen goods and contraband, or where criminals maybe could have hid from the threat of imprisonment from the Clink Street prison nearby. On the waterside views of the Anchor Inn pub, Tom Cruise has a pint with Ving Rhames in the closing scenes of the famous film Mission Impossible. If you're walking along the River Thames, this pub is a must to go and visit. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and it was a pleasure having you on board, and here's to the next time. Cheers.